Dr. Martin Luther King, according to what one of his aides told this reporter, was standing on a balcony
in the motel room, getting ready to go to dinner. He was going to my house for dinner, as a matter of fact.
And so I said, "Doc, you ready to go?" He said, yes, just to say, let's get ready to go right now.
You did hear a shot.
You know, we heard what sounded just like a firecracker, a loud, real loud shot.
I said, "Dr. King." That was it. And the bullet exploded in his face.
And he had fallen backwards. I heard somebody holler, "Oh, Lord."
The bullet knocked him up off of his feet in that direction against that ledge over there.
Did Dr. King say anything?
He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything at all.
It's a hectic scene tonight. A bullet struck Dr. King in the back of the neck. He was rushed to St. Joseph Hospital in critical condition.
Dr. Martin Luther King was received in the emergency room at St. Joseph Hospital at approximately 6:15 p.m.
Well, I just was told that he had been shot. The report I got was in the shoulder. It was serious. That was the report I got from Reverend Andrew Young.
Citizens ought to be concerned about who killed Martin Luther King. But I am not as concerned about who killed Martin Luther King as I am concerned about what killed Martin Luther King.
So we at the point that what Jesse Jackson said, with every sacrifice is resurrection. We're into the point to where we already find out that James Earl Ray wasn't involved, and we have some updated information on that. There's alleged, but still y'all gotta see because it's crazy. We also have the resurrection with oh my God, this is crazy. But the connection with James Earl Ray, George Wallace, which is the governor of Alabama, and Ralph Abernathy. What do these three have in common? That's gonna be later on, okay? So stay tuned. So now we have the people that resurrected from the sacrifice of Dr. King. Now we have Jesse Jackson, front runner for the Democratic Party in 1988, and he ran twice. And then we have Billy Cowles, who was the head of the church movement down there, and also he was one of the heads in the civil rights movement. And you have Ralph Abernathy, who ran for House Representative too. You have Andrew Newman, who actually went on to work at the UN. These are dream jobs, guys. Notice where these people land at. Notice where instead of having Jesse and these people in there, they should have Martin, and Malcolm. Because that was Malcolm's whole goal. Is to go in front of the US and speak all the mistreatment, the human rights violation that's been placed on the Aboriginal peoples in this country. So you see how they decapitated a movement. But, I don't really take notes. I usually go off the top of the head. And sometimes I feel like I'll be leaving stuff out, or I'm not tying it a lot better. So I decided to actually, this time around, make a couple of notes and go on from there. You know what I'm saying? So the first note I made about this whole situation was the fact that the last time Dr. King and Jesse Jackson were ever in a room together was in Atlanta. So they wasn't in the same room together. The last time they was in the same facility was because they had Jesse Jackson said his last staff meeting was in Atlanta. So he wasn't involved with a lot of other things that they was doing in Memphis, I guess, because he was only there when he made the mountaintop speech. You know what I mean? The famous speech. So now we go back to the notes. That's the last thing. And that to me was red flags, number one. Now, red flag number two is that people knew that Dr. King and Jesse Jackson had a big argument. So what was the argument about? Did Dr. King find out that Jesse Jackson was wearing wires? This is how the FBI knew all the Martin's moves. So they was playing, they was playing chess with him. What was the argument? What could Martin argue with Jesse Jackson about? That's up in the air for a debate. I think I feel my opinion is how I feel about it, that these two brothers were at a point of bringing people together, and for somebody like Martin Luther King to be in a rage with you or in an argument with you, this is a person a person of peace. You can never, I don't think you could. It seems that you can't even get him mad. I mean, people done threw rocks at him. People done spit on him. But you don't see them. You ain't see him arguing with no white people. You know what I'm saying? Or arguing with nobody ever. And it's crazy to me that he will argue with Jesse Jackson, knowing the things that we know now. It makes sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. This is explosive stuff right here. So Now Jesse Jackson says something when the police is talking to him and he had the green sweater on, which supposedly had blood on it, right? Remember that? All right. So Jesse Jackson said that the bullet knocked him off his feet and knocked him towards the rail. Towards the rail. The rail is the metal thing you see in where his foot was in. So how did a shot that knocked him off his feet but knocked him forward, this is where he recants his information, because then he started noticing, oh man, that statement is going against the statement of being an actual sniper. So okay, so he had to take back his statement. All right, cool, you took back your statement, that's fine. Now what is crazy is the fact that you said that it knocked him, it took his tie off. Okay, it like when he got shot, you said the bullet exploded in his face, but you didn't say that the bullet entered through his face and knocked his tie off, right? So like I said, if the bullet had hit the bullet originated, like how he said, like I said, I'm stumbling to this because I'm using my common sense, my free mind, just thinking about it, using my common sense.
He didn't say anything at all.
It's a hectic scene tonight. Bullet struck Dr. King in the back of the neck. He was rushed to St. Joseph Hospital in critical condition.
Dr. Martin at approximately 6:15 p.m.
Well, I just was told that he had been shot. The report I got was in the shoulder. It was serious. That was the report I got from Reverend Andrew Young.
Bullet struck Dr. King in the back of the neck. He was rushed to St. Joseph Hospital in critical condition.
Dr. Martin Luther King was received in the emergency room at St. Joseph Hospital at approximately 6:15 p.m.
Well, I just was told that he had been shot. The report I got was in the shoulder. It was serious. That was the report I got from Reverend Andrew Young.
Shoulder blade, the bullet pierced through his neck, basically just cut the tie off, because he ain't have no damn clip on. He had a real tie, so it hit him in his neck, right? I remember. Now when Dr. King got shot, and this is me learning in the process, like I said, I only got two scenarios, and the scenario is, the first one was that he got shot in the room, and the other one is that he got shot right around the corner from 306, because there's no blood in front of 306. There's no blood there at all. There's no blood in front of 306. There's only blood around the corner, and we gonna get to that fake blood around the corner, because it's a lot of trickery they're using. So when Jesse said that he got shot and his tie had came off. So that means to me that from the shot came from the back, went through his neck, cut the tie off, like burst through the tie and came out his jaw, his right side of his jaw, right? Because like I said, when he got shot, he must have been looking. Now that to me, two scenarios: that he got shot standing up and they had the gun in his back, or that he got shot and when he got shot, he was already on the floor. They had him on the floor. Now, let me go back to my notes. Okay, so, and also the statement that Andrew Young had mentioned, the fact that they said he got shot in the shoulder. That's the same thing that none of these people say. They say that it was a sniper, but they don't confirm the fact that he got shot facing forward. They say he was facing the direction of the sniper. It'll make sense that when the 911 call goes out and they said that the shot came from west. From west, meaning it came from behind him. That's why Jesse Jackson was pointing or looking that direction, because in reality, he's trying to throw off the cops. He's trying to throw off everybody that think that the shot came from that direction. Because if the shot comes from the inside the house, you'll hear the pop, but you look around and you don't see no smoke. You don't know where it's going. How did they see the smoke? That's the only way you could really detect a sniper is after the fact. If you know what I'm saying. Luckily if he misses. In this scenario, what they're trying to paint is that there was a sniper, but in reality the shot came from within, from near close range. You know what I'm saying? That's why Martin Luther King's back was broken, because the shot came from under the shoulder blade. Now Andrew Young, when he mentioned he had actually called somebody, and they said that he said that Martin got shot in the shoulder, and that's exactly what Jesse Jackson said. Now another person who actually mentioned that, and this is proven records, Ray Sherman was the United Press International, said that the bullet hit him from the back, hit Martin in the back. The bullet hit Martin in the back. This is all recorded. How can all these people recant their information? How can we bypass all of this information? This is, to me, is really crazy. And the fact that when Martin got shot, they said that Martin got shot right at 6 o'clock. Right at 6 o'clock. That, to me, is another thing that popped up in my head. If dinner was at 6, why is he leaving at 6? At 6. Usually, these people will get there a little earlier than 6. So if he got shot at 6 and dinner was at 6, meaning that he was late or being held up for something there, right? Now, he gets shot. He arrives at the hospital in 15 minutes because the hospital received him at 6:15. So if they received him at 6:15, he got shot at 6. That means this is another thing I gotta look for too, is the distance now from the actual place to where it happened, where the actual hospital, on where the actual murder happened, to dictate how long it would take in traffic, right? And then, now we're talking about 1968. We're not talking about 2021. And sometimes we even feel like these people come a little late, you know what I mean? But shout out to all the responders, because when your life is in danger, you know, every second counts. So it can never be too soon, you know? But back to the matter is the fact that Ray Sherman from the United Press International said out of his own mouth, let's not even go past that agree with Jesse Jackson, agree with Andrew Young. We got to start taking, you know, people's words for what they say? Why is it they over there recanting their information and none of this got brought to attention to the masses? You know? So, you know, we get that information now. This is where it starts getting really good, unfortunately, you know. But this is where it starts getting really, really crazy. Now, y'all remember when I mentioned in the last video about this kind of reminds me, because I'm looking at, I love watching movies. I love watching thrillers and all that. So I've been watching movies like way when I was young. I used to work at these Blockbusters, where they rent videotape movies back in the day when they had them in the supermarkets. Like VHS type thing. So I'm like, it may sound crazy, but I'm always like, I have my eye open for things like this. Now, George Wallace, James Earl Ray, and Ralph Abernathy, what do they have in common? Now, two got two things in common, and all three got one thing in common. Well, George Wallace was the governor of Alabama. James Earl Ray was helping him with his campaign in 1967. That's crazy. Now we talking about somebody who has dodged imprisonment, who has been on a run, just living the life of crime, and he's helping George Wallace. See, now this is where I know y'all rubbing your hands like Birdman right now, but this is where it gets good, y'all. This is where all the hard work comes together. So now you have George Wallace, which is the governor of Alabama, a Democratic governor. Remember, the South was full of Democratic. It was more Democratic than Republicans, for what I understand, because at the same time that Alabama was had a Democratic governor, and remember who runs this country? Governors run the country. Now you have and shout out to Trump. So you have the governor for Alabama, you have the governor from Memphis, Democratic governor. You have the governor from South Carolina, Democratic. That to me was mind blown, because I didn't live at that time, so that I did not understand that the Democrats were in the South. That was their stronghold. It was the North that was Republican. Am I bugging? Because I looked it up in Florida, the governor was Republican, but everybody around him was Democrat. Everybody. The person, Jack Brooks, the person from Texas, he was the one that put the 1994 crime bill. He's Democratic. So this is what I'm saying, how the movement got hijacked. So now we have George Wallace, James Earl Ray, and Ralph Abernathy all have a common thing. Now, I mentioned George Wallace and James Earl Ray both basically having interactions. They have to know each other, because it's said that James Earl Ray worked in his campaign in California. Now, Ralph Abernathy, what is this? What does Ralph Abernathy and all these people have in common? Jesus Christ. They all basically came out the army at the same time. These are all people, and shout out everybody that's in the army. Shout out every brave United States citizen who has served. I haven't had the privilege to serve. I'm hoping that probably my son or somebody down in my lineage would step up, because I didn't have time. I'm a little older now, but it'll be an honor. It'll be an honor to serve under something that's good, not under people like this. not under, the Clintons or nothing like that. Thank God, But salute to everybody who's out there all over the world and all the bases who is keeping that oath, keeping that promise, keeping us safe from within and out. And I want to salute to y'all because you guys go, you guys go years or months without seeing your family. So I always salute to that. Anything that I could do, just leave a comment or whatever. I'm here for anybody that has those type of issues. If you need somebody to hear you out or talk to you, I know how it is. You miss your family. We all one family. I salute y'all, man, for real. And that's all the branches of Air Force, Army, Marine. I mean, all you guys. You guys have all my respect. Truly, God bless y'all. But this is undeniable. This is the people that we gotta take out. Not take out. Meaning remove from these honorable positions. So you got George Wallace, you got James O. Ray, and you got Ralph Abernathy. All three of them have in common. All three of them were in the Army. George Wallace was a staff sergeant. And Ralph was, I believe, a lieutenant. He was a real big dog. Like whenever your troops in trouble, he's the one they bring in to remove any obstacles out the way. So when I said that he has more of a profile of somebody that could take somebody out, it'll fit him more. Now, by bringing in George Wallace, see, George Wallace may be bitter because of the segregation, being the birthplace of segregation in Alabama and Selma. This is where he will have some bitter to do, or convince a lot of people from his party that we got to do this and we got to remove this person from any type of position in the future of power and put our people in there. Because if he comes in here and find out the mess that we are doing to our own citizens, this is gonna destroy this party. Just like how Trump time after time, and I'm sorry to bring into this matter, but time after time, he has told the Aboriginal people, what do you have to lose? Because Jesus, clearly, they don't have your best interest, because 90% of the cities they control are burned to the ground, are crisp. They have the more poverty. The education in there is horrible. When I meant to say the school system is horrible. Like, it just is really bad. If you live in New York, if you live in the South Bronx, if you live in Brooklyn, if they haven't gentrified you, because this is all one big movement, one big octopus, you know what I mean? And it has its arms everywhere. So I'm sorry, I want to make a correction. Ralph Abernathy was a platoon sergeant. He was a platoon sergeant. He had more ranks than everybody in this list. Okay? So this is what we're dealing with right here, because this is unbelievable that it would take somebody like me to really invest in this situation and really look at it, because I'm passionate about this. You know what I mean? This is like, if you love a sport and you get what you do, this is my passion. But I want to get back to the situation with Jesse. Now Jesse messed up really, really bad. Now Jesse messed up so bad that he gave this case in a platter. And it took over 60-something years to finally find out what really happened. But remember my first point in this video, the fact that I said that his last meeting with Martin Luther King was in Atlanta. And then they flew down to Memphis. Whether he flew with them or not, I don't know. But the last staff meeting, right? In the argument follow up behind that. So why was Jesse, if he got in an argument with damn near the reincarnation of Jesus Christ, my God, how you get in an argument with the New Age Moses? How? Unless Martin knew that he was wearing wires. Unless Martin knew that both him and Ralph Abernathy was up to no good. And the rest of them. Now, this is what I wanted to get to with the matter with Jesse Jackson. Clearly, you had an argument with him, with Martin. Clearly, it became physical. See, this is what people may not know. This is allegedly for entertainment purposes, and I say alleged just to be on the safe side. But take a look for 1 second and take a look at Jesse Jackson right eye. Take a look at Jesse's right eye and remember that Martin, had lacerations, kind of like he was in a struggle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm guessing there was a fight. If there's an argument, there could have been easily a fight or a tussle, right? That's not too far-fetched, right? And we see that he has a cut slash right here, kind of like a cut right here. And then he has like a bruise right over here. Man, it really hit me when I saw that, man. When I saw that, it hit me hard. Because I knew I'm in the trail to something. I'm in the trail to something great. To really bringing down justice. And especially still having this person still living. That people could damn near press charges on this man. But remember, Jesse had a cut right here, bruise right here. Where he get that from? So these are things that we have to really look at. Because of the simple fact that there was a tussle. And you know, I really I want to take the time out to really thank my kids, man, on this one. Because when I was looking at Jesse, man, God is great, man. When I was looking at Jesse Jackson with that scar on his eye, at the same time that I saw the scar on his eye, my kids was watching Lion King. This is biblical right here. So when I'm watching Lion King, I see that Mufasa is arguing with Scar. And I noticed that Scar had a scar right up in his eyes. See, these people knew. These people know what went on. These people understand what went on. See, they trying to tell us. It's just that we haven't developed that. I guess we have some of us know, but I guess they haven't put it down for the masses. These people knew.
Days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over. And I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you. But I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the promised land.
with Dr. King and Lion King. You want me to prove it to you? Mufasa, where did Mufasa go to see the promised land? Mountaintop, right? Boom. To go, and he goes on top of this mountain and looks over the plains and sees to his eyes kind of like the Holy Land, right? And then you have Scar, right, which is his evil brother, sabotage him to take over the throne, to remove the king. Because Mufasa, translation, is king. So this is what we get into, y'all. This is the meat and potatoes that I promise you guys. I swear we're going to be on them like white on rice.
Citizen ought to be concerned about who killed Martin Luther King. But I am not as concerned about who killed Martin Luther King as I am concerned about what killed Martin Luther King.
So you see, y'all? He's not concerned who killed them. He's concerned what killed them. What? What killed them? Oh, you mean why they killed them? Well, I say what killed them. What killed them? Like it's some type of machine and shit. No, yeah. No, you should be concerned who killed them. We concerned who killed them. We not what killed them, because if we find out who killed them, we know what killed them. So, look, the devil always uses that slick tongue. You gotta watch these guys, man. You gotta watch them. They're in all our communities right now, y'all. It's a full-blown blitz on our communities, man. Please be wise. Be careful who you give your money to. Be careful who you give your attention to. Be careful who you give your love to. Because it's not returned the same way. Just be careful, y'all. You know what I mean? But this is what I'm talking about. Getting to the meat and potatoes. Now back to regular scheduled programming. One of the things I wanted to talk about is now the blood stains on the balcony. Now this picture's floating around, right? Of a brother actually painting the ground. I don't know how accurate this is, but it does have the title Martin Luther King Assassination. And then that same brother who's painting the floor then goes and starts sweeping the blood, I guess. I don't know. But the most alarming thing that I saw was the fact that when Martin Luther King got shot, they had him in a blanket. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but they had him in a blanket. Usually, to me, what that looks like, because the simple fact that he had a wound in his in this area over here, upper part of the body. Why did they need to have him covered in a thick ass kind of like damn near rugs? It just looks bad. It looks really bad, and it looks just like as we suspect that everybody has something to do with it. Everybody there has something to do with it, and there's the dots has been connected, and we're gonna connect some more dots tomorrow. This is the part 3. Part 4 is just gonna be just as good. I hope you guys tune in. Please share, subscribe, and comment on your boy, man. Let me know if your boy's on point. Let me know if I'm, let me know. Salute.